Melissa ruined her career. Many superstars believe they're impenetrable. However, the public is constantly watching them, and the public has the power to either make or break a celebrity's career. When fans are disappointed, it may have a negative influence on a celebrity's career. It's not enough to be skilled, you must also be organized, pleasant, polite, adaptive, and unlikely to cause problems while on the job. When things don't go their way, the stars on this list have all shown poor judgment, bewilderment, or an inability to deal. Prepare for some of the most cringeworthy events in these stars' lives that transform them for worse, and maybe forever. Ellen DeGeneres, disgruntled employees. Ellen DeGeneres, the television personality and comedian, has been instrumental in opening the path for LGBTQ acceptance and closes each episode of her program by asking people to be nice to one another. So why is she now the target of social justice warriors? As it turns out, she doesn't heed her own advice. Though she seems to be lovely on the program, she's had many angry colleagues who have been disclosing the poisonous atmosphere in which they work. Employees have alleged that the producers favor specific people by reserving promotions and bonuses exclusively for them. They've also said that Ellen is tough to deal with because of her high expectations and harsh personality. After the truths were disclosed, Ellen declared that the program would be canceled. O.J. Simpson, murder, armed robbery, and kidnapping. Where do we even begin with O.J. Simpson? Simpson, a former NFL running back and adored on-screen personality, stunned the globe with his high-speed pursuit in the white Bronco after the brutal murders of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and Ron Goldman. Simpson was acquitted in the trial of the century, but he was convicted in civil court. Simpson was able to walk away with his freedom, but he couldn't clean up his conduct. He was arrested again in 2007, this time for criminal conspiracy, abduction, assault, robbery, and the use of a dangerous weapon. The former Buffalo Bills player was convicted and sentenced to 33 years in jail, but he was freed in October 2017. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey was a Hollywood A-lister with a wildly successful career. Following the Harvey Weinstein Hollywood scandal and the accompanying Me Too movement, actor Anthony Rapp came out and accused Spacey of making unwanted approaches to him when he was 14 years old. The claim prompted 15 additional young guys to file similar concerns and charges. Spacey was soon removed from his major role on Netflix's House of Cards because of the issue. Spacey made matters worse for himself by blaming his actions on a drunken stupor and distracting from the gravity of the charge with his admission that he's a homosexual. The outcry over the claims, his apologies, and his evasion have all done significant damage to his Hollywood career. Fatty Arbuckle, alleged rape and murder. While many younger people are unfamiliar with Fatty Arbuckle, he was perhaps one of the most famous and adored comedians of the 1910s and 1920s. Working and mentoring alongside the great Charlie Chaplin, Arbuckle rose to become one of Hollywood's most popular silent film stars and the highest-paid performer. His fame plummeted when he was accused of raping and murdering aspiring actress Virginia Rapp in 1921. Rapp became sick during an Arbuckle-hosted party at the St. Francis Hotel in San Francisco and died 4 days later. Despite the fact that her companion testified that Arbuckle attacked Rapp and caused her death, he was cleared of all charges. His career never recovered as a result of the magnitude of the controversy. Lance Armstrong's use of steroids. Lance Armstrong, formerly seen as an inspiring real American hero, upset fans across the globe when suspicions arose that the 7-time Tour de France victor and testicular cancer survivor had been doping. Armstrong endured frequent doping claims throughout his career, while vehemently denying them for years. By 2012, there was enough evidence to convict him of long-term steroid usage, as well as trafficking in performance-enhancing substances. Following his conviction, the Olympic Committee barred the fallen hero from competing in the Olympics for the rest of his life and stripped him of his 7 Tour de France victories. Armstrong ultimately accepted his culpability in a 2013 interview with Oprah Winfrey. Kanye West, a quite anti-Semitic tweet. The internationally recognized American rapper and producer, who is also known for marrying and divorcing social media mogul Kim Kardashian, has been embroiled in several scandals during his career. However, unlike the others, this one has greatly contributed to his collapse rather than bringing him greater success and money. In October 2022, West sent an explicit tweet accusing Jews of dominating the globe and annihilating anyone who opposed their goals. This remark led to his suspension on Twitter and Instagram accounts, as well as the loss of more than $1 billion in contracts with businesses, including Adidas, Gap, and Balenciaga. Jerry Lee Lewis married a child. Jerry Lee Lewis, the iconic rocker, should have realized that his illicit connection with Myra Gale Brown would have a severe impact on his once successful career. He was not just a 23-year-old marrying a 13-year-old. Myra was also his second cousin, once removed. Their marriage is, without a doubt, one of the most contentious in rock and roll history. When the backlash struck, Lewis, who was previously one of the most sought-after artists, saw his pay drop from $10,000 to $250 per performance. While Lewis's marriage lasted 13 years, his career never recovered. Amanda Bynes, erratic behavior. Amanda Bynes was on her way to becoming a huge star in the entertainment sector. With The Amanda Show and her performances on All That, she became one of Nickelodeon's first kid stars. Despite her successful job, her personal life started to spin out of control in 2012. When Bynes was pulled over by police and tried to escape the scene, she was charged with DUI. After being released from prison, she was caught again for marijuana possession, which appeared to precipitate a mental episode. After purposefully setting fire to a neighborhood and being diagnosed with bipolar disorder, Bynes' parents sought guardianship of her estate and professional care of their daughter. Bill Cosby, drugging and sexual assault. Bill Cosby was formerly regarded as America's favorite dad and was a well-known actor and comedian in the entertainment world. He was also regarded as one of the most trustworthy and reliable people in the industry as a result of his involvement on The Cosby Show. Everything changed when Hannibal Buress's stand-up act centered on Cosby and his horrible habit of drugging and raping women. Buress had been doing this stand-up performance for 6 months with little to no response, but this time he was in Cosby's hometown of Philadelphia. After a local publication picked up the story, a large number of women came forward with similar claims. Despite the fact that most claims could not be pursued legally due to statutes of limitation restrictions, Cosby was convicted on 3 counts in 2018 and has been banned from Hollywood. Mel Gibson, racism, anti-Semitism, and domestic violence. Mel Gibson, formerly regarded as one of Hollywood's top performers and the sexiest man alive, has had a few embarrassing situations that have shown his real colors to his fans and colleagues. The first happened in 2006 when the clearly inebriated actor was stopped and charged with DUI. Instead of admitting his significant mistake of judgment, Gibson grew enraged and began spouting an anti-Semitic diatribe, which was released through TMZ. Gibson got into trouble with the authorities again in 2010 when his ex-wife filmed him threatening her and using racist insults. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department filed a restraining order against him and initiated an investigation. For over a decade, Gibson was banned in Hollywood. Because of his legal and personal troubles, he now prefers to operate behind the camera rather than in front of it. Jeffrey Tambor, sexual harassment. Jeffrey Tambor, well known for his work on Arrested Development, won a Golden Globe and a Primetime Emmy for his depiction of a transgender woman in the Amazon series Transparent. In November 2017, 2 members of the cast and crew accused Tambor of sexual assault, despite the fact that his transformational performance had won him numerous awards. Only a few days later, a makeup artist from another production accused him of sexual misconduct. Tambor responded to the claims by stating, "I am deeply sorry if any of my actions were ever misinterpreted as sexually aggressive by anyone, or if I ever offended or hurt anyone. But for all my failings, I am not a predator, and the thought that someone may see me as one is more painful than I can convey." He announced his departure from the program 2 weeks later. Melissa Rauch, Hobbit Hands. Melissa, best known for her role as Bernadette Rostenkowski-Wolowitz on the famous TV program The Big Bang Theory, has avoided significant Hollywood controversies throughout her career. Unlike many celebrities who get embroiled in scandal, Rauch has kept a quiet profile, focusing on her work rather than seeking attention via controversial conduct. She did, however, recently admit that she was embroiled in an unbelievable incident. Melissa was previously fired from a job due to her hobbit hands. Yes, indeed. When I initially started auditioning and going out for commercials, my hands were a major hindrance. I was in the running for a TGI Fridays ad playing a waitress, and I was running out of time. They inquired about my availability for the next week. Okay, terrific. So pleased you're available next week, they said during the callback. Another issue, can we see your hands in front of the camera? Show them all sides. I did that and I heard the director say, Jesus Christ, from behind the camera. She remembered, I didn't get the job. Fortunately, such body shaming did not discourage Melissa from looking for other professions, which finally led to her landing a role in the Hollywood scene.